Well, Google, communities, Google, reviewing shit, lockdowns, small businesses, etc. So I went to get a haircut at a place that opened up locally, and this was probably 2 or 3 months ago, but it wasn't good. And even when I was sitting, like, it kind of looked a bit off. Like, you know, when you're sitting, sometimes, not to sound like a non-confrontational person, but it's like you're sitting down, you can't really tell sometimes. So it looked a bit off, and I'm like, can you bring it down? Like, can you bring it down like a half an inch or whatever? Because like, I figured if he brought it down, then maybe he'd make it like even. It looked like a little uneven, but I couldn't quite put my finger on like what was wrong with it. So anyway, excuse me. Like, he brings it down. I mean, it looked okay. It looked good enough to leave. I'm just like, all right. I mean, it looked pretty good. All right, I tipped him $5. The cut was like $22, and I tipped him $5, so it was like almost a $30 haircut. And I get home and I take a shower and then comb it down, and it's like, I mean, it's basically a flat top essentially. Like, it's like getting longer as it's going more to the sides. Like, you know, from the middle, it's like it's weird. It like, and then it had a point in the middle. It was just uneven. It was just uneven. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna buzz it all off. So I mean, the guy did a fade. The fade was okay. It wasn't like the greatest fade I've ever had, but it was like acceptable. It looked a little uneven to me, but I mean, you really have to scrutinize it. It was fine. But yeah, I ended up buzzing the top off, and I took it all down to like one length, and it looked okay. It was just like I had like a basic, you know, fade with like a little bit longer on top, which I kind of wanted originally. I wanted it longer on top than I buzzed it down though, so it took a little bit to grow back. But the point is, I even felt bad because it was like a newer business. It didn't have that many reviews yet. So I was going to wait a couple of months before posting the review. I even have pictures. Like, I have pictures of the shitty haircut. Anyway, so I go write my review. Totally honest review. I've been to the business. I did my business there. I paid my fucking money. I paid my good money for their business, you know, for their service, for their product. They didn't deliver, so I write a Google review. And I even gave them a 2 out of 5, not a 1 out of 5. I gave them a 2 out of 5. Just because I'm such a nice guy. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty wonky. I'm like, look at the pictures. I'm like, I asked, you know, for it to be able to push it to the left or right, like keep it longer on top, do a fade everywhere else, keep it longer on top. And I want to be able to wear it either way. I want to be able to wear it to the left. I want to be able to the right. So it doesn't make any sense. The dude basically gave me like a weird, wonky, flat top haircut. So there's no way that haircut looks good pushed to the left or the right. It was just done. It was just done badly any way you look at it. It wasn't like a good haircut. So yeah, I posted this review, post pictures, and what do you know? I'm like waiting for this thing, not to sound like a total loser nerd, but I'm like waiting for this review to post, and it's like week later, 2 weeks later, it's not posting. Like Google, and I found out, I researched it then, and Google is stifling reviews. It's just not posting negative reviews now, apparently, on some businesses. It depends, though. It depends. Like, if they have a certain threshold, it pretty much feels like if they have a certain threshold of, like, they already have, like, 1,000 reviews, then they'll let your review go through. But it's like, I don't know, I think they blamed it, like, it has to do with COVID or small business protection or whatever, and, like, it's probably, the whole thing is probably having to do with people and masks or something. That's their excuse, though. But that's the thing, and you read my review, it had nothing to do with masks at all. It had nothing to do with, like, oh yeah, I'm a boomer and I had to wear a mask. They asked me to wear a mask and I'm pissed and that's the devil's work and I gave it a 1 out of 5. Like, no, I mean, it's like it was a bad haircut. I paid like almost $30 for a bad haircut with picture evidence, and I even waited a month or two to post the review just so they would have some more reviews, so I wouldn't, like, you know, totally bomb their fucking, like, whatever 6 reviews that they have. It's funny though, because they're not really getting many reviews, so maybe it's a bunch of bad haircuts coming from the place that are being, you know, denied from being posted. And I just find that so, it's like, it's such, on one end of it, on one end of the spectrum, you could say like that it's just such a first world problem not being able to post a Google review or whatever. But it's like I find it absolutely sickening, to be honest. It's like I go to the business, I spend my money there, and then it's like, yeah, I'm like letting people know of my experience there with picture evidence of the fucking haircut that I got. I was a paying customer. I deserve to be able to write a review about it. It's just so annoying. But no, you don't have that right. Google has the right to stifle you, to silence you, to put duct tape over your fucking mouth. That's life now, though. And I was thinking about it, and I know it sounds kind of like conspiratard, like bullshit, but like, it's kind of obvious that there's probably no central, I don't think there's some central, quote, the man who lives like Dr. Evil, like they're in the fucking Earth's core with their Illuminati fucking, castle or whatever underground, their fucking cave system where all the, whatever this conspiracy is of like this like centralized evil, like, I don't know why people have to make it like out to be it's satanic always. It's always like this conspiracy bullshit. It always has to be satanic for some reason. I mean, it's like, I don't know, maybe you believe in that shit. I mean, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe it. I don't get it. Like, why everything has to be, it can't just be some greedy fucking asshole. It can't be a bunch of greedy, like, narcissists that, like, want all the power and don't care about, like, poor people and don't care about other people. It can't just be some shitty human beings, like, shitty animals, or their brain is, like, fucked up and they have some sort of personality disorder. It always has to be some, like, more, which is almost like an excuse even. The people like with these grand conspiracies of like the man with their Satanism and shit, it's almost like making excuses for these pieces of shit who just at their core, it's like, yeah, they got corrupt somewhere, right? Like if you're a person that has like $10 billion and you're like watching people fucking suffer, like, yeah, I honestly, there's something's fucking wrong with you. Like, it's like you have more money than you could spend in a lifetime, even if you tried. And then so that's the thing. It's like, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The whole point is, these companies, I don't think there's some centralized, evil fucking boardroom, like the president and his advisors or something. It's just, it's a mindset adopted by, large companies, ultra wealthy narcissists, like the people who run the world, essentially, like the people who run things, the people with a shitload of money, the people investing, they say, there's only like 10% of people are the ones investing in like 80% of the shit. Like 80% of investment money is like, such a small percentage of people. That's the same thing with the wealth in America now. It's like, the billionaires, the top 1% own like half of America at this point. And the point is, what better way to keep people down and in line and to keep them like sheep and to be cows for milking, other than to stifle their communication? And that's a very real thing, right? And they didn't want the slaves to learn how to read and write, right? They didn't want them to be able to communicate, because there's some heavy implication with that if you have a power dynamic that is, in favor of the billionaires or the fucking owners, the slave owners or whoever, the people who own the fucking world. They don't want the peasants, the slaves, the cows, to be able to read and write and communicate with each other. And lo and behold, whatever the saying, lo and behold, whatever that saying is, I keep referring back to this, and I know it's just silly in some ways, but it's like, iTunes user mixes, gone. You used to be able to make a user mix on iTunes of like some music, and people get to search for like, oh, I like this song. Let's look. And I know Spotify has that, but it's automatic and shit. But there's all IMDb message boards, right? You used to be able to talk about, your favorite movies and go over like, your theories on the meaning of the movies, and if you liked a certain scene, if you thought, it's just communication. I know that sounds stupid. Like, it's a dumb thing. Like, whoa, is that going to topple the fucking, is there a lot of like revolution going on the IMDb message board? Is that going to topple the evil organization that lives, under the Earth's crust? No, but it's like, it's one of these things where, how much does it take until something breaks? You know what I mean? How much does it take for something to be acceptable and for it to just snap? And that's with people and their mind state as well. That's like with people with anxiety, with depression. All of a sudden one little thing fucking gives somebody a panic attack. All of a sudden one little thing, somebody can't take it anymore. Like it's the 12th thing that month, the 14th thing that fucking year. You know what I mean? Like it's little things that add up. And if you really think about it, as much as we are like all connected, our sense of community is so bad now. It's the only thing I can think of to do. I feel like every company just wants some subscription-based bullshit from you. And I guarantee food, I know food is kind of getting there, but it's not really mainstream yet. But I'd be willing to bet in the next 5 years, there's going to be some sort of like meal subscription service thing. Again, there might be something like that already, but it's just not mainstream yet. But I'd be willing to bet it's like relatively mainstream in the next 5 years. Everything is subscription based. That's the same thing with music now. It's like, and it's hard because I used to collect MP3s. I used to collect music. I used to collect DVDs too. Nice fucking hard copy of a disc. And there's something satisfying about having a collection of your favorite DVDs or your favorite music. And it's like, I mean, my music is still on my old computer. It's not like plugged in or anything, and it makes me feel bad to like say this or to admit it, but it's just like, I didn't transfer my music on my new computer because I just thought like I don't have a CD burner now. I used to make CDs once in a while. I didn't put a CD disc tray in my new computer. I don't really have an iPod anymore, MP3, so it's like, yeah, what's the point of having MP3s? So, and I have Spotify, so I have Spotify and that's cool, but they don't have all the music that I used to have. Like, there's definitely some cool music I had on MP3s, but it's like, what, should I import my whole collection and listen to it for like the 12 songs that aren't on Spotify? It just puts you in a really weird spot where I kind of got dependent on having Spotify and making like lists on Spotify. And as much as I like Spotify, it's kind of like, as soon as you cancel a subscription, all your music, it's kaput, it's gone, and that's the thing about it. It's like they want you so addicted to these models that where you're shoveling your money to them every month. It's not good enough to buy something for $60 anymore, like a video game. It's not good enough. You have to buy it for $60, and then you have to buy the battle pass or the season pass, or they release downloadable content that used to come out. There used to be an expansion pack for $20, and you would get all this DLC and shit for games like Warcraft 3, one of the best games ever created, on disc. Frozen Throne came out, great expansion. It did what? It put a whole race, new units, new campaign shit. And that's what games used to be like that. But now it's like you pay $60, and now the season bullshit, battle pass, and not only, it's so insulting, not only that, you have to fucking grind to unlock shit now. It's like you have to pay extra for this bullshit, and then you have to like grind for 80, 90 hours, and people are so delusional. They will defend that. Like online, they'll act like you're the asshole for saying, wow, this is a little ridiculous, guys. I have to pay $10 for this or $20 for this and grind 70 plus hours like it's my fucking job. Like, nobody who is a casual gamer is going to be able to like unlock everything in these like dumbass season passes and battle passes. Nobody who's like really casual. You have to be like pretty invested in the game, like spending like an hour a day on it to do that shit. The point is, communication is stifled. They want you to be a cow, literally milking you for subscription-based bullshit every single fucking month. They don't want you to communicate. They don't want you to and I hate to sound like a hippy-dippy, like fucking, like shrooms are gonna like save us all, and LSD is gonna save us all. I don't think it will. I've never done that shit. But like when people talk like, yeah, you just got to get back to like the earth, back to community, like have like real conversations, go to the park, man, maybe take some shrooms, like understand yourself, blah, 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 all this bullshit that people spew. It's correct other than the drugs part. People need to really just reconnect on a real like fundamental human social level, and it's really bad when I think about, I desperately want to do that, but it's so hard, people working their grind, they're 9 to 5, nobody has time. The only thing there is to do is go to the store. That's the only thing I can ever think of to do. It's always just spend money. I can't just be part of some community without spending money, it feels like. And I hate to say, like, I know you can go to the park, but it's like, I'm not going to the park every day. I'm not going to go to the park every day for hours. I'm not going to live at the park. I just wish there was something like else. Maybe it's the area that I'm in. I don't know. I'm in, like, I live in a small town, and, the Northeast, Midwest, whatever. But I don't know. I'm not getting a good sense of community anymore, and I guess I never really had like a great sense. They talk about back in the day when the whole town would get together and the kids would all ride their bikes, and I had a little bit of that when I was younger. I was early 90s, so like I do remember riding my bike to my friend's house, my friends that were nearby, me and my brother, and we would hang out with people, and then some days, you'd be like, hey, want to hang out? You would actually just be biking around and just knock on their door. And we were at the end of it, right? I mean, I was at the end of that. And I heard, from older people that it used to kind of just be like that. Like, people would just get together and, like, hang out and da-da-da-da. Like, I feel like nobody does. Maybe they do that, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just not around the right people, or I'm not around the right area, or what. But everything just seems like spend money. Like, oh, you want to go to the mall and walk? Want to go shopping? You want to go to the mall and, like, look around? Want to go to the Kmart? Want to go here? It's just like this concrete fucking jungle now, right? And I don't know if that expression is used correctly when I'm using it, but it's just like everything is just a store. It's like a jungle of stores. Hey, meet me in the fucking Target treehouse, you know what I mean? Like, that's people's play now. Is like, you can go to the skate park, right? If you're like 15, I'm putting skaters down, I guess. I know there's people who are older than go to the skate park, but I mean, I remember there used to be the thing for me even. I was never good, but I would hang out at the skate park. That's a free thing you can do. I'd go to the skate park and like smoke cigarettes and hang out and talk to people or whatever and skate really, really badly. And then just like, talk to people, and that was kind of fun. That was free, other than the skateboard you had to buy. And now it's like, oh, you want to go to the fucking mall? You want to go to the movies? And I swear to God, there's so many people, they just shop as a hobby. They just go to stores as a hobby just to look around, like, constantly. And yeah, they don't want us communicating. And I just find that so bad. And even on sites like, I don't know what the deal is. Like, I don't know what was wrong with that fucking review. But it's like, oh yeah, COVID, that's the excuse, right? And you can't post you have to protect the small businesses. Yeah, after they're all fucking destroyed in America, right? After this lockdown and shit. I'm not like hardcore, like, alt-right, like, anti-mask guy, but it's like, yeah, after the fucking whatever it was, the policy, or you think it's all a big hoax or whatever. I think the virus is real. The lockdowns, and they kind of fucked small businesses, right? And even the loans for them, I mean, the large businesses got fucking, they're the ones that got bailed out basically. In the small business, I heard so many stories where they couldn't get the fucking loans. They applied, it didn't go through or whatever. It crushed small businesses. And now all of a sudden, Google, the valiant hero, saving the small business so I can't write my fucking honest review for a business that I wasted my money at. I'm a small person. I went to the small business. I wasted my small fucking money in my small fucking wallet, but I can't post it. It's bullshit. I can't post my honest review. I spent $27 at there. That's the same thing with anything. I'm at the grocery store now, and even movie reviews. IMDb message boards. I had several reviews not post. There's nothing politically incorrect about it. No racism, no politics. I put spoilers if I was talking about the movie at all. And yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's just like, didn't post. I don't know. Like, there's nothing more infuriating than writing out like what you think is a well thought out opinion. Like, you're just trying to connect on some level in society now, because I feel so stifled as a person. I can't connect with anybody at this point. It's just like, maybe once in a while on the weekend I'll get together with my friends and have a beer or whatever. But it's so hard, like, just during the week, if you want to just connect with people. I don't know what, like, I guess it's all online now, right? It's all digital. We're going to be living in the fucking fake, like, multiverse, this fucking Facebook shit. If you saw that with, the lizard guy. I don't know. I forget his name. I can't think when I'm fucking driving and talking. Lizard man that people make fun of, Yeah, we're all going to be in the multiverse soon, right? They're all going to be fucking smoking fake drugs and taking, be on fake roller coasters and playing with fucking fake toys in the multiverse and subscription models for that. And you want the ads out of your fucking face. If you want the ads out of your face, then you're going to have to pay, $10 a month. The fucking obtrusive ads, you want extra content. You want to be able to do something. Oh, here's some more money, right? We're all going to be living that. As opposed to connecting in real life. And I can't even post a fucking review anymore. It's crazy. And there's nothing wrong with the reviews. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't post. I find that so infuriating. You spend the time to type something. I honestly think it should be illegal. I really do. I think it should be illegal. I know it's a first world problem, but I just think it's ridiculous. Anyway.